Welcome to ATB-TV. I'm Darren Dance here with Peter Morganti at Balan. No horses in the background today, Pete?
No, we've probably found the warmest place too. Warmest part of Balan, should I say?
Down at the local football netball oval.
No running laps today, Darren. Not like last time we were here.
You call that running?
Oh, well,
mate, after the week we've had, I just don't have the energy to be running anywhere.
no, it's been a long one, hasn't it?
Thank you to Sam Wagner, who kept me out to about 3:20 a.m. on Wednesday morning. I was that close to going to bed at midnight and I get a phone call.
You're allowed to say
I
no.
want to have one drink. You can't say no to that.
No.
Next minute is 3:20. Mark Guest, Karen McAvoy, William Buick,
Jeez, mixing it.
and about 25 others that I got no recollection of who they were, but oh my God. It was, when the alarm went off the next morning, mate, I felt like I'd only just got to bed.
I heard Karen McAvoy on the radio at 7:30 next morning, so...
He must have been drinking soda water.
Well, he had a good reason to have
Sam
a good drink.
Wagner, you're dangerous.
Oh, that was all good. Because we'll get to that day
All
eventually.
right.
We'll go way back to Derby Day, which seems like years ago. We had Yogi trying to qualify for the Cup, and as it has been with Yogi, it just doesn't work out when you get so far back and they go slow in the middle part.
Gee, you know, it's... Look, the horse ran good. They walked, and we had a good look at his sectionals on Sunday, and they highlight that he ran out of his skin, but just no speed too far back, slow away, impossible. And what really hurt was when the rain come in the Cup, and the winner come from pretty much last, and I could have just seen Yogi following that horse. I'm not saying he would have beaten the winner,
No.
which I think is pretty smart, but he would have been getting carted straight into the race. And at one point he probably would have peeled out and the crowd would have went crazy, but I know Weary felt the same way.
Especially when he would only had 50 kilos.
Ugh.
I know the winner didn't have much weight either, but
It just shows you though, when you've got a horse that gets back and runs on,
yeah.
you need everything to go your way. And when you get a chance to win a race like the Buck Cummings, if you don't take your chance, it's unlikely you get another chance.
The biggest, and I think the biggest factor to help those horses is conditions, like a little bit of give, and we got a lot of give. But
Anyway.
3 days late, Darren.
Just didn't work out. If he wins the Buck Cummings, he goes in the Cup and he probably runs top 5.
Yeah.
Anyway, not to be. So, he goes to the Sandown Cup now if he's well.
Yep.
And then maybe we'll set him for the Sydney Cup in the winter.
So we get his chance over a longer trip, which
And
has been
blinkers
yearning
will be
for.
on, Pete.
Watch out.
Blinkers are going on.
Watch out. Sunday we had 2 runners at Mornington, a track we're beginning to hate a lot more, Darren. Periscope, ran 5th, beaten half a length.
I'll tell you now, I've got more chance of winning 3 Melbourne Cups than winning a maiden at Mornington. Oh, that track.
I think we've had 1 winner there.
Both horses ran super.
Yeah.
Think Babe and Periscope. Both ended up being 4 or 5 wide on the bend, and you know, once that happens, you're out of the game. And for those horses to be in the finish and get beat pretty much half a length and less than a length, were both outstanding runs.
Yep.
And I think if they had a race on any other track in Victoria,
You're nearly winning.
they'd be winning.
You need a leader or outside the leader horse there?
I'm not disappointed in either horse. I think they'll both just probably win next start if they hold their form.
Yep. And you mentioned Thick Babe was the other one, finished 3rd. Ben Allen rode both.
And he'll come on from that a bit.
Yeah,
He's a gross little fella.
2nd up, he'd be cherry ripe now, you would think. Now we move forward to the Cup, which we've already glossed over a little bit. Nikita, all the painstaking waiting, as we've mentioned in the previous ATB, to get into the race, and we finished 12th, which is probably our expectations, or hope.
Everything fell into place. The rain come. Now that horse has got good soft track form, so the conditions, I was a little bit concerned if they were too firm for him, he would have jarred up, not let down. So the rain come. We had the good gate in barrier 3 thanks to David Wagner's perfect draw.
Yes.
And we had a young guy called Regan Bayliss having his first ride in the Melbourne Cup.
Yep.
And we had Peter Ellis walking the track, so there was nothing really more we could have done. So anyway, we had a plan to be midfield, on the fence or 1 off the fence. And coming into the straight, we knew that 10 to 18 off the fence was the place to be. That was far superior ground. Maybe between 4 and 6 lengths, Peter Ellis thought. Now the young fella executed perfectly, I thought. He jumped out, He got the horse into mid-position, and at no stage did he let the horse drift back. He kept him there, and I was really happy, because sometimes they can be midfield, and when the pace goes on, they can just drift back. Didn't happen. One thing that did concern me was that middle section there of where they ran about 15.3, less than even time. And I thought, gee, you know, it's going to be hard for something to run on, which just shows the class of the winner. Upon coming around the bend, we needed to get off the fence. We needed to fan and get on the back of something taking us into the race. Now, at that point, we were on the fence. We were behind the Freedman horse Ouvre, which was never going to take us into the race, and we had to get off its back. Now, there was a little gap there for about 2 strides, but then I think Ventura Storm dived into that gap, and that was the end of us getting out wide where we wanted to be. So we had to ride him from luck from there, and he went for him in the straight as wind him right up, and he probably got up to 4th.
Yeah, it would have been, I reckon.
And then failed or faded to run back and finish 12th, just in the money, Pete. 150 grand for 12th. But those horses around him were all the same. The big wave came down that fast part of the track, and they just hooked out and got to the line in far superior ground. All in all, I thought it was executed pretty well, as good as it could have been. Last year we drew 23, we needed 3. This year we drew 3, we needed probably 16.
So we're between.
Just the way it works out. So, you know, that's why the Melbourne Cup's so hard, because not only do you need a good horse, you need everything to go your way, and you've got to be able to get into those fast lanes. And that's why Kerrin McAvoy's the best jockey in Australia. He's a freak. He just seems to be able to get the horses in the right spot. And Hugh Bowman ran 2nd, one of the best jockeys going around. And those guys just know how to ride that track, and they got the job done. So, fantastic day. I know the owners at the 300
lifted. They lifted.
And then they sat down. But it was a thrill. And the horse will go back on Wednesday, Pete, to Scotland. And then we just got to work out what our plans are for next season. Obviously, we need to find a new horse as well. And we've got a lot of work to do. It was a great day, wasn't it?
Most enjoyable 12th I've ever experienced.
Well, it's better than 13th.
Well,
13th you get 0, 12th you get 150.
Yeah, it's funny when young Regan come back and he goes, I think I finished 10th or 12th, 11th. He knew that he had
7.5 grand for him.
5% of 150, which is 7.5.
He got probably fined 500 for using the whip.
Yeah, well, I think the first, second, and Rambo, they all got fined.
There was 5 of them. Maybe we could show the post-race report. Because I think it just highlights what it meant to Regan Bayliss to have his first ride in the Cup. Have a look at this.
Regan, mate, got the video here. Just run us through it.
That was a really gallant effort. He just gave me such a beautiful ride throughout. He just spat the bridle out, relaxed good, got into a lovely rhythm. They were rolling along just nice enough that we could just settle, you know, and relax to that first half of the race. Coming to the corner, we were travelling that good and things were starting to sort of feel for the bridle, and for there for a second I thought we were going to run a definite top 5 chance. I was just saying to the young strapper that when I let his head go, he still waxed the line really well, but I feel as if on top of the ground, I think we would have been much more consistent right through the line. It's that sort of, as you said, it's that shifty sort of ground, you know, but still a really good effort. I think, what did we run?
11th or 12th, yeah.
10 or 11 something.
You got us money.
Yeah,
that's all right, mate. He gets himself some money.
Yeah, exactly. As I said, gallant effort. Horse loves his tracking trip, doesn't he? So hopefully we're back here next year.
Right. On behalf of everyone, good on you, mate.
Thank you. Cheers.
Have a look at his mum dressed up in the ATB fluoro colours. Well, that did mean a lot, Pete. He was pumped, wasn't he?
He was.
He knew he rode it well.
Yeah, he got back. I mean, you know.
He was positive.
Yeah, and he gave a good report. It's what we say.
He'll win a Melbourne Cup, that kid. He's too smart.
Well, patience was a big thing, and he did everything right.
Very impressed.
Highlight the internationals. There's one horse that bloody come up to his side was that Best Solution. That was that back behind us. I think the internationals, as we've seen, had a lot on our horses.
Yeah.
But look, anyway, we'll live and learn, and we'll all evolve.
A great day,
yep.
And too big a night.
Oh, smart.
Yeah, you snuck off early.
Oh, smart.
You disappeared.
Righto, let's move on. Yesterday, we had Broadway first at Kite. I think he finished 6th. He's only beaten them.
Flew home.
Yeah.
Well, he's getting ready for Ballarat Cup.
Ballarat 1400 metre race.
He had backed me next start written all over.
Yeah, he did. Harry said the same. He peaked late, but he had to do a bit of work from where he was. But I think it was an impressive run going forward.
I spoke to the BST crew that own him.
Yep.
And they were quite happy for me to give him out. Neville said, I'm quite happy for you to tell all your owners, back me next start.
Yeah. And Neville will be down and be happy.
He's very genuine that way, very generous man he is. He just said, get on, put it all on, I'm happy.
All right, Darren, as we stand here today, Thursday morning, VRC Oaks Day, we've got a little Sebring filly lining up, trained by Robbie Griffiths, collectible.
Yep, first runner in the Oaks for ATB, Pete. And
first runner?
And probably the first runner that Robbie Griffiths has had in the Oaks.
Yep.
Interestingly enough, we bought this filly at the Melbourne Premier Sale a couple of years ago with the Oaks in mind. Normally when you do that, it never happens. But we've managed to get her there and get her in the field. She's still a maiden. It was always going to be a 5-run preparation.
Yep.
And, you know, this will be her fifth run up today. She last ran in the Ethereal at about $151 and flew home and ran 4th.
We did get a bit exciting, the place putters.
Yes, well, the one that took the odds missed out, but that's normally the way.
Yeah.
But look, she's a nice filly. She's out of an Oaks family. She's by Sebring. Any given the track won't worry her. Yeah, there's some smart horses in here with Darren Weirs and the Elton Zara horse that won the Wakeful on the weekend. You know, they were in the betting, those high profile,
classy horses,
classy sort of horses they talk about. But if there's one flying under the radar, it could be collectible. And I think anyone that saw her run in the Ethereal would be thinking she's crying out for the extra distance. Robbie's reported that her work was outstanding on Saturday, and we know she goes good if there's a little bit of rain around, which I think we'd be on a dead, maybe what a good 4 today.
It's going to be good give in it. Yeah.
Good give, no fire in it. And the rider, his first ride for us, Pete.
James McDonald.
Yes.
Goes okay.
Hopefully we're saying that at 5:05 tonight.
Well, anyone that gets looked after by Godolphin and the likes must be able to ride a little bit, and I think he'd be pretty hungry for success. He had a bit of an ordinary ride in the Derby. Did he? And they hate putting 2 back-to-back Group 1 bad rides together. So, yeah, James McDonald, I think we draw it a little wide, but we've got the jockey to overcome it.
Got the jockey, got Peter Ellis on board to do the tactics.
When Peter Mooney, after the Ethereal, starts looking beyond the place getters for his Oaks type horses, he was all over it, and I think he knows a little bit about them too.
Hasn't tipped an Oaks winner since 72.
Oh well, we'll forget about that. He's got to get one right.
These blokes have got a reputation. They don't have any results, Pete.
Anyway.
Alright, so that's the Oaks today, and then what do we do then? Friday night, is it?
Yeah, we've got Penthouse Playboy at Cranbourne at 8 o'clock, and I think it's over 2,580 metres.
Represented by Alan Brown Friday night at Cranbourne, your drinking mate.
Brownie's going down there, is he?
Yep. He was in fine form Tuesday night.
I did actually I didn't know at the time, but I got a message from you that I found next day when my phone was back up and working about how we hooked off his car. Does he realise that it's still in my backyard?
Well, I told him we sold it on eBay.
It's worth 5%.
We needed punting money, I told him.
It's worth 5% at a horse, isn't it? Anyway, Brownie goes down. Jamie Mott rides, 2,580 metres.
That's what he's looking for, isn't it?
Exactly, as long as that run the other day was just circumstantial with the track.
Where was that,
Horsham?
Horsham. Oh, I got to put a line through that, Pete.
He come back to Ballarat.
Every time we're disappointed in a run, we just put a line through him.
Righto.
We don't think about it. We don't
think about it. Righto.
No,
we move on. Horsham was...
Be positive.
Barrier trial at Horsham.
Pretend you're a politician. It doesn't matter if you're down in the polls, you're still going to win.
Be positive.
That's it.
Well, I reckon he jumped a few logs between that run and this one, and if it sparks him up, it is a very, very weak race.
If you can't win this, you can't win a 3,000 Mooney Valley.
And obviously there's a couple of them coming up, so...
Yeah, so we need to be winning this to get to Mooney Valley. Good luck to you, everybody.
You can have all the drinks in the winning owners' room, Brownie. Serious suspect, we're going to Saturday. The
3 runners, 4 runners.
Is it called finals day, is it?
I don't know. It's called, it's the old stakes day.
It's all mixed up and around. Yeah, it's the old Emirates day.
Yeah, we used to call it that. Yeah. Now we've got to call it the final day of the carnival.
Yeah, we've got 3 runners anyway.
3 there?
Yeah, we've got, I think it's the last race on the program, the straight 6 over 1,100. We've got Serious Suspect from Wearies, and we've got Mr. Moneybags back in action. It's beginning his Magic Millions campaign, I suppose.
Hope so.
Yeah.
Well, let's start with the Moneybags. He's a good, genuine horse. Karen McAvoy rides.
Melbourne Cup winning jockey.
Geez, you're going for the big jocks.
Griffo's starting to learn to put the good ones on now.
Needs to learn something.
He probably won a Group 1 after we put this out. We're bagging him. Yeah,
well, anyway, if he doesn't get a win a Saturday for us, we'll be bagging him. Moneybags probably need the run, wouldn't he?
Yeah, you would hope that he's powering late.
Yeah, well,
down the straight.
McAvoy will be trying.
Yep. So he'll be back in the field running home, and I presume Serious Suspect be somewhere near the front of the field. And
well, Moneybags is on a preparation to try to get to the Gold Coast Magic Millions, isn't he?
That's the
but he's got to win a race, get his rating up to be in contention.
Yeah.
So he's got 3 goes at that. Whether Saturday's one of them, I don't know. If he comes back and wins that, he's in great form.
Oh, absolutely.
Your horse, the Suspect.
The Suspect.
Now what do you name him after?
Oh. No, I didn't name him, Darren.
Oh, good.
No.
Okay.
Thanks. I didn't name him after anything.
The Suspect.
Oh,
so he's a genuine horse, isn't he?
Oh, he's unplaced
Who's
once
on
and 9. Ethan Brown.
Is he going to settle and try and teach him to run home for the owners? Is he going to do a Jai McNeil?
Yes, it'd be a Jai McNeil. You don't want to be in front down that straight, especially you don't know the elements, but somewhere just in behind him and produce him from the clock tower.
I got a text from one of the owners in Serious Suspect, wanted to know why you put Ethan Brown on, given his strike rate at Flemington.
No idea. I have nothing to do with the jockeys. Brad Rawilla's in hospital. Jai McNeil's suspended. John Allen Dunno probably can't make the weight. No, he's got 60.5. He could have made the weight. I've got no idea.
If you keep playing off the back foot, I'm going to get you LBW.
I have no idea. Darren,
he's playing across the line. He's playing off the back foot. I'll bowl him out. LBW.
You know we don't flirt with the jockeys anymore, or the stable.
Ethan Brown, all right.
He's a good little jock.
You like him?
Yeah. Up and comer.
See if you like him on Sunday. No, he rides good.
Yeah. They only got to go in a straight line. They can't do much wrong, can they?
That's it. We're no chance now. Anyway, look, he's got to be somewhere up near the front. Whether he leads or gets cover, I don't know. But I don't know. The one thing about Flemington down the straight is they're always bunched at the end. There's never a big margin, and because they can't kick off the corner and get away. Everyone's got their chance. They just go, don't they?
Sprint from the 300, or they go flat out from the start.
But this horse has been genuine, and he deserves a chance in town.
It's a benchmark 80. It was a series race for country horses.
He's got 60 kilos, hasn't he?
Yeah, because he's a 4-year-old, because it's for 3 and 4s.
Yeah, well, that's great.
So it looks like a city class race, but there's a lot of country horses in it, so it's not as... Yeah, it's a benchmark 80.
What price? He's about $11.
I think he's double figures, yeah.
About $11.
Yeah,
so you'd be all over that.
No, not having a bet. I hate the straight racing.
Do you?
I reckon he's a corner horse, but I just hate straight racing.
Well, you got to go there and take your chance.
Yeah, of course you do.
Because, if he developed into a Group 1 horse, he's got experience down the straight.
If he runs badly, I'll be spewing they never went to the Moonee Valley around the corner over 1200. But anyway.
Watch out, Simon. Watch out, Simon and Luke.
Let's move on.
Angry Morgs will be in the office.
Let's move on.
Rant and Raven.
Yeah, I'll be there Monday morning.
I think they fear you more than Brian Fellows.
More than Fellows.
Anyway, cheerio to Rosemary Fellows, who's unwell in hospital. Obviously, after Yogi got beat on Saturday and then she took ill on Monday, it's no good. So we've got our fingers crossed for Brian and Rosemary that, Rosemary, we're thinking of you, and hopefully you get the all clear and you get home next week.
And look after her, Brian, please.
Yes, Brian. That'd be a change.
Back to Saturday, we've got Igniter.
The
Schnitzel
3-year-old Schnitzel, 100 to 1.
He is 100, is he?
Linda Meach.
Well, they don't rate stall maiden wins. Hey? 1,400 metres. Well, look, obviously...
Yeah, there's some handy horses in there.
Yeah, I haven't had a real good look, but
but I think it's good.
Sometimes these horses can step up with the step up. So
miracles do happen. But I'll tell you one thing.
Miracles.
I'll tell you one thing. I think everyone's really excited to have a runner at the carnival.
Yeah.
The horse, he's only had a few starts. I think in his 4 starts, he's only really had a chance to win 2 races. The other 2 times he's been knocked over or something's gone wrong. So he's won 1 out of the 2 that he could have won, in my opinion.
Yep.
And sometimes you just got to throw him in these races to find out if you're any good. And I think at Flemington, 1,400, he's drawn okay.
Same jock on.
Linda Meach stays on her. I don't think anyone's riding better than her in Victoria at the moment. And she was telling us she rode the mother. And she's rode a couple of halves out of the family because the mother was trained by Peter Moody back when he was training. And she said they're all the same, this family.
Yeah.
They just seem to do enough to win.
So
they never really do anything.
Just a little bit of handle
to dominate.
Yeah.
And, she was pretty happy with the run. And she said it wouldn't matter where you put this horse, he'd just race the same way. So we'll go to Flemington. We'll race against some of the horses that have got big reputations. And we'll just see how close we can get.
Yep. If it goes all good, we can push on to maybe the next target. So what, hundreds? Take me to the hundreds?
No.
No?
Well, I'll throw your money on the ground.
Oh. After all the wrap-up that you go bang.
I'm not betting.
Yeah, I'll give it up. I'll give it up.
I had a good day Saturday, but Sunday I had a few bets. Well, taking the first 4 in the Melbourne Cup.
Yeah. What about the...
And I got first, second and fourth or something. Fifth and sixth.
I seen on Twitter, because Melbourne Cup Day, Melbourne Cup itself is when the once-a-year punters have a go. There was a tweet come out from a colleague of this person who picked out 4 horses, and she went to put the bet on but didn't know how to box them in the first 4, so she just put a single on. So she had Marmello to beat Cross Counter, to beat a Prince of Arran, to beat Finch in that order for $3.
Didn't know how to box it.
Didn't know how to box
44 grand.
Yep, missed out.
Got no friends?
Got a ticket.
Got no one behind the counter?
Well, she just went there by herself and had no idea. Didn't ask, just put it on for a single.
I think I'd...
That's my story for the 2 days, Derby Day and...
Well, there was someone
Cup
that
Day.
boxed the first 4. They spent $13. I don't know how you do it. They must have picked the first 2 in order.
Yep.
And for their $13 investment, they got $112,000. It was the only bet they had this year.
Me and me mate,
So what we got to do
Magic
is...
Circle owner.
Let's not just bet all year and just bet Melbourne Cup and it'll work.
Should. Only going to lose once for the year.
Actually, I missed out on... I didn't have Marmello because I didn't think it'd run the 2 mile, but then obviously with the rain, I don't know, it's just improved that horse. Last year it couldn't run the 2 mile.
We should have got together. I didn't have Cross Counter, but I had
I thought it
Marmello.
was the hardest to beat.
I had Magic Circle on top anyway.
And even the trainer, Charlie Feller, was saying, well, it's raining, Prince of Arran can't win.
Yeah.
I went up to him after the race, congratulated him, said, good to see you fit the mould of a trainer, just no idea. He's a good fella.
Good young fella, yeah. No, anyway, that was the Cup done and dusted. Move on to Sunday. Dentara goes to Geelong.
That'll be Saturday.
Sorry. What's Sunday? Nothing. Same day.
Balan Cup Day.
I better go to Geelong then.
Balan Cup Day.
It is too. That's as we sit here in Balan.
You'll be in the committee room again.
That'd be good. That was good on Tuesday.
Peter Morgani, Melbourne Cup committee room guest, eh? Sitting next to the Governor General.
No, the Governor General's private secretary.
No, we'll just say the Governor General. Sounds more impressive.
And next door to me was Mr. Buddy G-Banger, the owner
Oh,
of
was he?
Magic Circle.
The next table, was he?
I got a photo with him. He was happy. So
Marwan Kukash, he's a good
that's
fella.
it. Yeah, he was a ripper. Gillard McLaughlin on the other table. I was
not
rolling.
a fan. Not a fan.
I tried to
Not a fan of those.
to change a few of those rules.
Peter Trelaw.
Yeah, man, Pete.
And good golly, Miss Molly.
Yeah,
And Sprinkler.
is that their nicknames?
Well, Sprinkler, yeah, he was an ex-policeman in Adelaide.
Oh, right.
Do you know the
yeah,
story?
he did tell me about.
Got
not
shot.
the story. Yeah, he told me he was a copper. And
Good fella.
we actually met one of our artists as a drug detective too, didn't we, on the weekend as well? Yeah, no, it was interesting to catch up with a lot of our
It
artists.
was a good day.
Yeah, so Dentara, we'll
Geelong,
go back to that,
Balan
mate. After her first up run, you would think she'd be a little top 3 hope in the maiden at Geelong.
Ah, look, her first run was outstanding. She was too fat. She needed the run. Obviously, our conditioner hadn't conditioned her that well. Come on, I'm leading you.
Tell us after we have our bet.
Leading you. Hey?
I know who the conditioner is.
Like the run.
Like
Trainers supposed to train these horses. Anyway, she needed the run, but she ran good.
No, terrific. Got her hit the line, which is good.
And if she's taken improvement, she's going to be hard to beat there because she runs on the speed. Geelong's typically a non-speed track.
Yep.
You wouldn't think that race would be any harder than Ballarat the other day.
Weaker of
And she should be winning.
Oh, winning. There you go.
Should be winning.
All right. Well, I will go to Geelong. You can
As
look
long as the
after-
conditioner's done his job and the rider can do his job. It's not hard, this game.
That is the question. Who is the rider?
Well, we're tossing up at the moment. We're trying,
Maybe
to,
Ethan.
trying to get Ethan Brown.
No, but he's riding Saturday. He's riding serious suspect with Saturday.
Yeah, but he can go to Geelong for the last.
I suppose he can too. No, he's in the last with Flemington. We got no idea, folks. There will be a jockey on. Put it that way.
Well, I think I gave him a list of 3, and you know who I nominated as my 4th jockey? Scratch.
Scratch. Oh, righto. Well, I just noticed Yandel got suspended. Christie got suspended Cup Day as well. So
Well, that was deliberate.
happy family
That
going
was
home, so
deliberate.
they go on holidays.
Yeah, they'd be in Bali by now.
Yeah. Righto, move on. Hamilton races on Monday. We'll have nothing, and I forget where Tuesday is, but on Wednesday we'll have Tolpa.
Tolpa at Bendigo. I think we've got maybe a couple going there. I just can't think who the
Yeah,
others were.
I'll
But
flash them up if I find out.
yeah, there was a couple supposed to be.
That'll
going.
suit her, that big track.
Love that track.
Now, Mornington's down there.
Bendigo's
probably the favourite track.
Bendigo. I'll tell you the tracks that I think suit most horses.
Yep.
Obviously, every horse gets their chance at Flemington and Sandown in the city.
Yep.
Moonee Valley, generally, you've got to be on speed.
Yeah.
Caulfield just depends on how it races.
We have a bit of luck at Sandown.
Yep, Sandown's a beautiful track.
Yep.
And therefore, if you like Sandown, you will like Bendigo.
Exactly, very similar.
And you'll like Terang.
Yeah.
Flemington in the bush. Sale's a good track. They all got big, long straights.
Yeah.
Now, the tracks we don't like are the ones that don't win it.
Yeah, few of them.
So they'd be the tracks sort of that, without just bagging everyone, but I'm not a big fan of Mornington, and I'm not a big fan of Kilmore. No. And I'm not a big fan of Horsham.
No, we've had a winner at Horsham, but it was a non-pacer, and I think you can fit a few others. We've had a bit of luck at Ararat, but to tell you what, we've had a lot of bad luck at Ararat.
Stall's a hard track to win.
Yeah, it's a hard one. We've had winners there, but yeah, we've had horses we expect.
And as we go into a hot, dry summer, we need to be really mindful of these tracks that are going to get watered and the ones that are not going to get watered. So that's when Warrnambool comes into play.
Yeah, well, there's a track we have.
It's a lovely summer track on the coast there. They get a lot of rain.
Yeah. As
do Terang.
Yeah.
And I think Terang are back racing there shortly.
Yeah, Terang are back, and I think we don't get a lot of horses down there. Pakenham grass, big track, but you do. Got to be tough there. Got to be tough. You got to be strong. So
I think it's horses for courses, and I think the trainers. I think if you look through the strike rates of the trainers, you'll find that the tracks where you can take a sit and run on and win is where the trainers like Darren Weir really come to the fore.
Especially third, fourth and fifth up.
Yeah, he doesn't like them leading, so therefore his strike rate at the Valley's probably a lot lower than what people realise.
Yeah.
And, it just depends on the bias, but all trainers train different. Some prepare their horses first up, others prepare them to be, better as they get deeper into their runs.
And they probably have longer preps.
And then some trainers just got no idea, they just hope like hell. That's what you say.
We won't reel that list out just yet.
A couple of them in Ballarat you were talking about earlier.
Oh, jeez. It's going to rain on us.
Well, we should leave.
Yeah, I reckon we'll go.
After that comment, I probably deserve to miss me train.
We've got a couple of Archies.
Now, the Christmas party.
I was going to say, we've got a couple of Archies trialling tomorrow too. Fashion Stock and Maisie Motion.
Yep. Where's that at?
Stall.
So
I'll get the camera out. Christmas party, we're 9 days away, Darren.
Jeez. I've got to get through this week.
If we rang Santa to make sure he turns up.
Santa's going to be there.
That's good. We're going to have a tipping competition.
Now, we are going to have a special tipping competition. You get one selection in each race.
From race 3 onwards?
Race 3 onwards. It's $20 to go in it.
Yep.
And winner takes all.
And a bit of that will go to the Drought Relief Fund.
Yes, a percentage will be taken out for the Drought Relief for the farmers.
I'll flick out a flyer early next week, so if you want to
do your form,
be prepared and bring it, and we'll have a barrel to put it in.
One ticket per owner.
$20 per person. Or per entry.
Yep, $20, winner take all. So if we get 200 in it, there's $4,000 up for grabs. That's 10%. It's 3.5.
It's about 7.5% of the horse, Darren.
You can get a share out of that.
We'll
have all our trophies up for auction.
Yeah, that's another thing we haven't mentioned.
With the money once again going to the Drought Relief.
Yep.
And what else?
We'll just
Owner of the Year, Horse of the Year.
Yeah,
awards.
there'll be awards for that.
And we're going to parade half a dozen horses.
And I reckon there'll be a little call, not a phantom call, but a little call of the
year's
horses.
racing.
Yeah, there'll be probably half a dozen or 8 of our best performed horses, and the winner at the end of it will be the Horse of the Year, and we'll get Rick McIntosh did it last year, and I'm sure Rick will be happy to do that again.
Yep.
And of course it's Sandown Cup Day, Darren.
Now we got the big screens.
Big screens in the marquee, so you can all have a punt on your phones, but we might lift the roof off the marquee if a certain horse runs and wins.
Well, we've got Yogi listed for the Sandown Cup. Hopefully he comes through and see what happens over that 3,200. Probably after all this, he won't run the distance.
Well, unless we'll have plenty of drinks to drown.
So we'll have some
sorrows.
fun.
Yep.
We'll have some fun.
The tours of the farm.
Yep, we're going to send Owen Kelly to Sandown. He's going to be our correspondent from the course.
We might have to have a live crossover.
Well, because Owen's going to Sandown, I told Liz to order 2 less slabs.
We better tell Sandown to order 2 more.
That's it. In the owner's room, he can have the lot.
Oh, that's good. We'll have a rep there.
We will. But look, it's going to be a great day. And as I said, there'll be 6 horses being paraded.
Yep.
4 of them you don't know about.
But We may send out a little brief beforehand, so you got.
We might
some
send
idea.
a teaser out.
Teaser.
A
A little teaser. So then you know how much money you have to bring on the day.
That's it.
Yep. All right. That's it. Let's go.
All right. Get along. I think we've got about a couple hundred going. 300.
Yeah, I'll get no wages next year. You're laughing.
I might do my own fundraiser. Anyway, that's all good. We're looking forward to that day. So,
ATB relief.
Good
fund.
luck today in the Oaks. Good luck for those with runners Saturday,
Yep.
or all runners really. And what a wonderful carnival it's been.
Yeah.
And we're only halfway. And I think my run is just about to peter out.
You'll get there.
I've gone at the 600 feet. I've gone too hard early.
Well,
I've over-raced on the day 2.
Your jockey will get fined for whipping you.
I'll be on soda water today. I just got to hope. I'll be dodging Sam Wagner.
Quite 5 days next week and you'll be right for the Christmas
Quite
party.
5 days getting ready. Yep, I can see that not happening.
All good.
Well, good luck to everyone. We're right in the peak of the carnival. Until next week, I'm Darren Dance here with Peter Morgandy.